this together yesterday. I've never done it, but I just thought that's how we go. So there's a mixture of some old jokes here and a few personal things and stories in there. So there's the ones that you might recognise. So I am from a very, very humble background. My dad was a simple man. My mother, a simple woman. And the dire result of what you see standing in front of you right now. When I moved back to Scotland every year, I forgot there are only 2 seasons in Scotland. Winter and June. Last year summer was on a Wednesday. But the good thing is the rain in Glasgow was a bit warmer in the summer. You know, some people in other countries to do the ice bucket challenge. Here we'll go outside. I went to Dundee and I asked somebody, is there B&Q in Dundee? I said, no, but there's 2 Ds and 2 Es. 2 Ds and 2 Es. I started working in Glasgow and I recently stopped for a pint after work from the people from pint after work for the people from work. I asked for a lager and lime and they said, we don't do cocktails here. And then I went to the dentist in Perth. I sat down in the seat and she said, comfy. I said, I come from Dundee. I'm working in Glasgow though. I found a few problems with the language. Is anybody here from Glasgow? Yes. Yes, okay. So, the supervisor at my work, you know, lovely little lady, you know, reminds me of my mother. And she says to me, I ever worked with the VGs? I said, no, but you're giving me them as well.
Oh, wow.
Another thing they say in Glasgow, they say things like hang. A guy at work says, I got a hang, zing. Wait. Oh, wait, no, you got a hang, wait. He's looking for a coat hanger. Also, I work in pharmaceuticals. And you never guess what happened. People, they broke in and stole a load of antidepressants. But I hope they're happy now. So, is there a few Catholics in here tonight? Yeah, so I grew up in Elgin. My dad was in the forces and I grew up in Elgin. And as a good Catholic boy, I had to go to Catholic primary school. Now, Catholic primary school was taught by nuns. If anyone remembers, we taught by nuns. They were called the Sisters of Mercy. For my, they showed no mercy, I tell you. The amount of times that happened, they were so vicious. I've been spanked. I've been hit with rulers. I've been belted across the knuckles, all sorts of things. Sister Mary Columba, Sister Mary Pascal, Sister Mary Oliver, and developed a fear of nuns. And that was really tough because my aunt was a nun, and some of you actually know her, my Auntie Hilda. And she was actually a nun. We had to go and stay in a convent every year for our summer holidays. It was terrifying as a child. But last summer, I took the kids to later on the safari park and I freaked out. I was fine with the lions, fine with the bears, fine with the monkeys climbing all over my car, but when we got to the penguins, that was it. Scotland. So when I was 12, I moved from Elgin to Lancashire. Then whenever we get to Lincolnshire, yeah, they call you, they go, rat, duck. They call you duck. So there's me, I'm in the dinner queue, getting my dinner for the first day. I'm going, right, and I'm going to the, and she says, that's £1.50, whatever. She says, rat, duck. I said, you're making fun of me. I said, what are you talking about? Well, my name's Donald, what do you expect? When I was in England, I could understand everything they said, but I've moved from Elgin, you know, where they talk like Fitchydane, Farnigan, Glicket Loon and things like that. I could understand them perfectly, they couldn't understand a word I said. I could understand them because I'd seen EastEnders. So I'm a big one for wearing my kilt from time to time. This one's for you, Phil. One time an American woman came along and says, is it true what you wear under your kilt? I said, I'm not telling you. She says, can I have a look? I said, no, you cannot have a look. So whilst I was standing at the bar, next thing I know, a hand goes up my kilt. The one comes away and she says, oh, it's gruesome. I said, if you stick your hand up there, you find it's gruesome more. That's the rudest thing I've I went to a fancy dress party with 2 of her mates, dressed as a sandwich. It was an absolute wild night, but we managed to make it home in one piece. Scotland and football have a love-hate relationship. Did you see the game yesterday? Did you see the game?
No.
We won. 2-0. 2-0, we won. But we're actually normally, apart from yesterday, the only country in the world that has a lap of disgrace after the match. Don't worry, I'm nearly done.
Yay!
That's not the biggest laugh so far.
This one, there's a true story, this actually. I once went to Paris with the Tartan Army. I was in there with a great time, and of course a lot of drinking and things going on as well. I was living in France, so I had to get the train back to the south of France. But I missed my train, I couldn't find it. So I just decided, I had my sleeping bag, I'll sleep outside the station, the Gare de Lyon. It's just like sleeping outside King's Cross, you know what I mean? Pretty dodgy. Anyway, I woke up in the morning, they stole my bag, and they stole my shoes. So I had to travel to the south of France completely barefoot in my Scotland gear. And when I got there, I was forever known as the Scottish who was naked, the barefoot Scotsman in Paris. I also found in Paris that they're really, really bad with the numbers. I asked for 3 croissants. And they gave me 3. There was one time, so when I was visiting my aunt Nun, she was actually in Edinburgh at the convent in Edinburgh. We went to Edinburgh Zoo, and I had this old, I think it was an old Hillman or something, or some of this car that had lent my dad to drive us. So we go along the parks, and at Edinburgh Zoo, it's on a hill, the car park. So I'm sat in the back with my brother and my cousin, and my dad parks the car, gets out, and the car starts moving back, starts going down the hill. But my dad, being a military man, he just jumps in, boom, handbrake on, saves us. So no problem at all. When I had my own car, I parked on a hill, and my daughter and my wife were there, and they went out, and they were on a bike, and then my car, I just heard this noise, it starts running down the hill. And this is a true story, so the car started running down the hill. But I knew what to do, I'd seen my dad in action. I just get after the car, keys out the pocket, open it, unlock it, central lock into them, you know, now let's jump in. As I'm going to do that, drop the keys. I'm running after the car, thinking what I'm going to do. But I had it was a Alfa Romeo with a handle on it. So there I am, I'm holding on the handle going, down like this, at the bottom, get the bottom, it bounces off a bend, comes along and just stops just over the tree. So yeah.
It's all downhill from here.
But I must be one of the unlikeliest guys in the world, because the other week I was changing a light bulb and I broke my foot. And I'm a hip. And then I got COVID. Once I was out with my kids on Father's Day and a tree that fell on my head. I see the blood. And then I was completely knocked out, so yeah. But finally a few things on politics, okay? Just to wrap it up. People have compared Sturgeon to Hitler. But I think that's really, really unfair. There's no way she could write a book.
There's no way she could write a book.
The SNP, they love to make up their own policies, departments and stuff like that as well. This one's courtesy of Ricky Colton. They've had a new department of words. A new department of words. It's a great opportunity for somebody.
Sounds like German.
So we're a party, of course, that we're pro-marriage and we seek to encourage it. But if it wasn't for marriage, we'd have husbands and wives who'd have to go and find somebody to argue with instead. Marriage is great. I met my wife, and immediately I knew she was a keeper. It was the big gloves that gave it away. Thank you very much.